Part 1. Have you ever tried putting your phone into your jean pocket only to realize that the pocket is way too shallow? It barely goes in, and you keep worrying that it is going to fall out any second. Super annoying, right? Well, today I'm going to show you a simple trick to fix that problem and give yourself a deeper and safer pocket without buying new jeans. First, take a look inside your pocket. You will see a thin fabric pouch that is stitched behind the denim. All we are going to do is remove that part and replace it with something longer. Start by pulling the pocket lining outward so you can see the edge clearly. Take a pair of scissors and carefully cut along the seam of that thin fabric. Cut as close to the edge as possible so you keep the outer denim pocket opening. That outer edge is important because it will act as the border for your new pocket. Now grab a clean sock. It works great because the fabric is soft but sturdy, and it stretches just enough for a snug fit. If the sock is too long, simply trim off the cuff and keep only the body. That will be the perfect depth for your new pocket. Slip the sock into the pocket opening and position it so that each corner is lined up evenly with the corners of the denim. Make sure it sits flat and reaches the depth you want. Next, we are going to stitch it in place using an invisible stitch. Start from the inside of the pocket and push the needle up through the edge of the denim right where the border meets the sock. Then push the needle back down immediately next to the first hole, so it grabs only a tiny bit of fabric. After that, bring the needle back up about 1 finger width away along the edge. Loop the thread once around the needle and pull gently. You will see the stitch tighten and form a small flat circle across the seam. Repeat this motion slowly and evenly all the way across the edge. Up, down, forward, loop, pull. You will get into a nice rhythm. When you reach the last stitch, pass the needle through the final loop like a little teardrop shape. That will release one end of the thread. Gently pull on that loose end to tighten all the stitches together. They will slide into the seam and disappear completely. For the inside of the pocket, you do not need to hide the thread. A simple straight stitch is enough to secure everything. Just go around the rest of the border until the sock is fully attached, and that is it. Now your phone can sit all the way inside without sticking out or falling when you sit or bend over. It is such an easy upgrade that makes your jeans way more practical. Stay tuned because I have more useful denim hacks coming up next. Part 2. Now let us move on to another jean problem that almost everyone faces at some point. A waistband that has become too tight. Whatever the reason, do not throw them away yet. Try this simple method first. Cut a piece of elastic about 10 to 12 centimeters long. Fold it in half so the two ends meet together. That will form a loop. Overlap the two ends by about 1 to 1.5 centimeters and hold them in place. Now take your needle and stitch straight through both layers several times. Go up and down until it feels strong and secure. This part must be tight because it will hold all the tension later. Once it is stitched, Firmly attach a button right on top of that joint. Sew it onto the elastic as if you are sewing it onto a shirt. Make sure it is not wobbly. Now grab the waistband of your jeans. Slide the open end of the elastic loop through the buttonhole where you normally fasten your jeans. Pull it all the way through. Then hook the loop around the original button of the jeans, just like you would normally do when closing them. And that is it. Your waistband is now stretched out by the elastic, but still closes like regular jeans. It will move and expand with your body whenever you sit or bend. You can remove the elastic at any time if you want to wear your jeans tight again. No permanent change, no expensive tailor needed. Before we jump into the next tip, I want to know where you are watching this video from. Drop a comment with your country or your city, and let us see how many places are joining in today. Part 3. Let us move on to another common problem with jeans: loose threads or a rip that is opened along the seam. You can fix it cleanly without taking it to a tailor. Let me show you a simple hand sewing technique that closes the gap so neatly that the stitches almost disappear. Start from the inside of the fabric. Push your needle from the inside to the outside so that the knot of the thread stays hidden between the layers. You do not want that knot to show on the outside. Now from the spot where the needle came out, move toward the left edge of the tear. Push the needle straight across so it runs parallel to the fabric edge. Keep the needle about 2 or 3 millimeters away from the edge. Slide the needle into the fabric and go inward about 5 to 7 millimeters. Then bring the needle back out near the outer edge again. This will create a short horizontal stitch that looks like a tiny step on a ladder. That is your first rung. Now move from that left side over to the right side of the tear. Find the position that lines up exactly with the stitch you just made. Push the needle straight across the right edge, again keeping about 2 or 3 millimeters of distance from the edge. Slide the needle inward for 5 to 7 millimeters and then back out again near the edge. That makes another small rung, this time on the opposite side. You will continue switching from left to right, left stitch, then right stitch. Each one should sit directly across from the other, so they form neat rows. Keep your stitches straight along the length of the tier. You can decide how close they are. 5 to 8 millimeters of space between each set is a good range. The closer the stitches, the tighter the repair will be. After a while, you will see a pattern forming that looks like the steps of a ladder pulling both sides together. Keep going until you reach the end of the rip. Now comes the satisfying part. Hold the working end of the thread near the needle and gently pull the thread towards you. Do it slowly and evenly. As you pull, all the little ladder steps will start to tighten. They will draw the 2 edges of the fabric inward until they meet in the center. The gap will close completely as if it was never there. The stitches will disappear or become very hard to notice. Once everything is pulled tight, push the needle inside the fabric one last time. Tie a knot on the inner side where it will stay hidden. Give it a light tug to make sure it is secure. And just like that, your jeans are repaired. No loose thread, no open seam, ready to wear again without anyone noticing it was ever damaged. And that is the end of today's jean hacks. Which trick did you like the most? Was it the deep pocket fix, the stretchy waistband, or the invisible ladder stitch? Let me know in the comments because I want to hear your pick. If you want more videos like this, make sure to follow and hit like. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.